Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Adriana Cotero. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A ban that goes into effect later this year has locals raising concerns. Also tonight, an update from the Department of Public Lands on the Marpy land lease. And there's a vacant seat on the MVA board. A public hearing is held. In sports, the Gold's Body Challenge brought out many participants who had many personal gains. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Get a load of this! Here's your chance to win cold hard cash with Docomo Pacific's prepaid giveaway. For a limited time only, get a chance to win cash and cool Docomo Pacific gear every time you load $5 worth of Docomo Pacific prepaid. Every Friday, we'll reward 5 winners with $50 and one grand prize of $250 to one lucky person. Every $5 worth of prepaid load gets you an automatic entry. Load more and get more chances to win with Docomo Pacific's prepaid giveaway. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Welcome to the Marianas Eye Institute. Our office on Beach Road is staffed with U.S. certified eye care technicians, doctors that have received national recognition, and a friendly, professional staff that will look after you and your loved ones. With over 1,200 eyeglass frames to choose from and an in-house lab, we can make most glasses in about an hour. And we even feature a mobile clinic to bring eye care to you. Keep your eyes healthy and strong with professional eye care at the Marianas Eye Institute.
You know the rules. Eggs and sausage, hotcakes and butter. Morning fare, right? Well, McDonald's has thrown away those rules and opened a new world of possibilities. Now you're free to start enjoying the breakfast you love anytime you wish.
No way.
Yes way. Introducing McDonald's new all-day breakfast menu. Once you changed how you ate breakfast. It's time to start changing when.
Half a day to Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, May 10th, 2019. Public Law 115-334 is a ban on cockfighting that goes into effect later this year. While this ban has some locals supporting it, it has other locals feeling bitter.
It's a controversial issue that has two sides, and one of those sides starts right here.
Cockfighting is now illegal in all of the United States.
It's an $867 billion farm bill called the Agriculture Improvement Act of 2018, a law that bans cockfighting in all U.S. territories. Congressman Khalili Sablan says the law was passed in December of 2018, and although he has tried to get the Sinamay exempt from the ban, there was no success, as there are too many people supporting this law.
We all gave it a good fight. The support for the ban was just too large for us to get it taken out. Cockfighting here is looked at the same as dog fighting. They're considered cruel and inhumane, I guess. But the argument that is part of culture just didn't fly this time.
Culture. That is the exact word that comes to mind when many people in the Sinamay think of the long-standing tradition that goes back decades.
We understood that when we become Commonwealth, we knew that a lot of the federal agency and other laws would be probably commingling with some of our culture. We know that from the beginning. How we feel about it? Well, we're kind of a little shocked because we were expecting it a little later. We know that the organization is very strong in parts of the U.S. We felt that we've been betrayed on that one. because in our covenant there's a mutual agree. Two person has to be mutual. And that one, without consultation of the Chamorro and Carolina, they just came in and slammed that thing.
Others feel the law is necessary to protect the animals and cut back on the other crimes that become closely connected, such as gambling, drugs, and acts of violence.
I think maybe it's not fair for the chickens to fight, because they're animals too. I think if this can help in the state of the Saipan or in the economy, or it can stop the illegal gamblings that's happening here, maybe that's a good thing.
When the law goes into effect December of this year, some individuals feel the sport will go underground.
I've never disrespected the law in my life. I'm only saying it that I don't know what I will be facing in the future, but it kind of mixed up the sentiment that we have.
Ultimately, individuals that are opposing the ban just want compromise to open up discussion between the federal government and locals that partake in the cockfighting.
We feel hurt actually that federal just came into the Commonwealth, and we still believe that we still have the rights to sit down mutually and air that out with the federal government.
From one side, it's a blood sport, causing harm as roosters fight until death. On the other side, it's not just an activity. To some, it's a lifestyle, a tradition. Reporting for KSPN2, I'm Ashley McDowell.
The U.S. Department of Labor approves the CNMI Occupational Wage Survey. Earlier this morning, Governor Ralph Torres received a letter from the U.S. DOL announcing this approval. The CNMI Occupational Wage Survey was submitted a few weeks ago and included 84 different occupations and is effective immediately. Governor Torres says, quote, "I would like to express my sincere gratitude to U.S. Labor Secretary Alex Acosta and Acting Deputy Administrator for the Office of Foreign Labor Certification, Brian Pasternak, for their expedited review and approval of the CNMI Occupational Wage Survey. Additionally, the hard work put forward by the CNMI business community in completing this survey was justly rewarded," end quote. And businesses are encouraged to visit this site online, foreignlaborcert.doleta.gov/CW-1.CFM. The Department of Public Lands met with the Office of the Attorney General to discuss the Marpy land lease.
I had a meeting with the AG last week, and he had several concerns. The packet was resent up, 2 packets last week, and then just this morning we sent another packet. So we're hoping he gets to sign, or he signs the lease. GAM Pacific will be vacating the golf course on the 15th of May. And so in the letter today to the AG, time is of the essence, and DPO is ready to award. We vetted it with the evaluation team, and in the end of the day, the awardee that was selected was going to pay more money to DPO.
And again, the awardee that was selected was Grand Marianas, the Imperial Pacific International CNMI is under. This is for the operator agreement of the Marpy land lease, with the long-term lease planned to be advertised in June. News from Capitol Hill in the Senate chamber, the Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigations holds a public hearing for the vacant MVA board member seat. The nominee is Viola Alapuzu for the appointment of the Marianas Visitors Authority board member. And a public hearing is held by the Senate Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigations. In the chamber, many spoke before the body in favor of this appointment, providing testimonies.
The one thing that I do want to say about the nominee is, at the end of the day, she will bring painful truth. Whatever the challenge may be, whether we want to hear it or not. Everybody spoke about her heart, her compassion, her hardworking ability, her reliability. But the one thing that you can always rely on with Ms. Viola, because she will tell you the truth.
When it comes to her duty to serving the people of the Commonwealth, she does so without restraint. Without, she's fully committed and she's very loyal. And I think a lot of times when we appoint people to these types of positions, we look for extensive credentials. But sometimes the credential doesn't come with heart.
In addition to the comments made, the lawmakers asked Alapuzu questions.
What would be your first order of business as an MBA board member?
Thank you, Senator Saman. As a representative for the Refalawash people on the MBA board, it is important to understand that the Refalawash is not just a group of people, indigenous people in the CNMI. There are a fiber of the CNMI. So any decision that is made that benefits the CNMI also benefit the Refalawash people. My first order of business basically is to sit down with the leadership of the board and say, what do I need to do to help? I'm not one person that's going onto the board to be a cowboy. I'm a team player. So if there are already policies in place, I will help implement those policies. If they're having hurdles that they need to overcome, I will help push to get over those hurdles.
Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Adriana Cotero. Coming up, we head to the north part of the island where some safety enhancements are being made. Find out what they are after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Mental health. What is it?
What is it? What is it? It is my feelings.
It is my emotions.
It's what's in my head.
It is being able to realize his or her own potential.
It's coping with normal stresses in life.
Half of adult mental illness begins before the age of 14. Over 40% of children ages 13 to 17 experience behavioral problems even before they reach the 7th grade. Suicide is also the third leading cause of death among youth ages 15 to 24. These numbers are not easy to absorb, which is why we want to remind the community that the emotional well-being of a child is just as important as their physical health.
The Community Guidance Center Systems of Care under the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation offers an array of services and support for children and youth ages 5 to 21. One of the most important ways parents can help is to listen to their children and to take their feelings seriously. They may want change, they may want a hug, or they may want to seek professional help. So take the time to talk to your children and understand how they feel, because
children's mental health matters.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Precinct 4 Representative Joel Camacho is continuing his efforts in making the northern part of the island beautiful and safe. And one of his projects he is focusing on is vehicle safety.
Safety on the streets, especially at night, is the Community Safety Enhancement Project.
We're painting all the sidewalk curbs, island medians and guard railings to kind of refurbish old infrastructure. In collaboration with DPW. So I supply, they provide the manpower.
Improving the visibility of the roads with the bright yellow paint and reflectors on all concrete poles in Precinct 4.
So what gave me this idea to do the Community Safety Enhancement Project was I wanted to do something further and expand on the art and provide our community some sense of safety at night. The inspiration came from CUC. CUC's been working effortlessly recently after the storm. They're trying to get the street lights, so I thought I'd do my part by getting reflectors, repainting guard railings, island medians, and ultimately it's gonna pop out the community. It's gonna be more bright. You head up north, you're gonna see that everything's repainted, it's refurbished. It's gonna be beautiful.
Helpers with the project are people needing to fill community service hours and volunteers.
So I've been reaching out to the Board of Parole. I've been trying to get help through people that need community service hours. So I've actually been fortunate to get 2 so far. Hopefully get more in the future. It's a lot of work and we need all the help we can get. And also the community's been very supportive. They've been dropping by, dropping water, snacks. They've been really uplifted with all the projects that we're doing. Something simple, but take it a long way with the minimal budget we have.
Camacho says they will be pressure washing the island medians in the coming weeks and hope to be finished with the project by midsummer.
Come July, everything's put together. It's a lot of hard work. It's really laborious, and thanks to DPW. Shout out to DPW Mayor's Office, Mayor Apatang. Thank you for helping to beautify our island medians and collaborating with my office.
If you would like to volunteer your time for the Community Safety Enhancement Project, contact Joel Camacho's office. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell.
The Division of Youth Services wants to inform the public of a family fun day going on this Saturday. At Trunk and Delk from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., there will be big trucks, motorcycles, emergency vehicles, face painting, and much more. There is free entry, free popcorn. You won't want to miss this. On Guam, a lawmaker says the budget needs additional funding for the Guam hospital. KUAM reports.
Hafadia, here's your Guam news update. How will the hospital's urgent capital improvement projects be funded in the next coming budget? That's a question the Health Oversight Senator is asking. Chris Barnett has more.
Legislative Health Chair Senator Therese Terlahi says the governor's GMH budget request is missing funding sources for major capital improvement projects. The hospital asking for $61 million for fiscal year 2020. $25 million would come from special funds. The remaining $36 million cites no funding source, slated to be used for capital improvement projects and operations. 3 of those projects deemed urgent by GMH. A $20 million information system the hospital has said would help answer CMS reporting requirements quicker. A $6 million power upgrade to GMH's electrical panel. CMS citing this panel as a hazard for the hospital. And a $5 million structural roof repair.
The roof, I just think that's common sense at this point. We can't have patients and our families walking in there with a leaking roof, and they're not going to have any comfort in the care they're going to receive when we can't fix the roof.
Terlahi says she's not sure why Adelup would leave these projects' funding source off the table. These 3 items raise the eyebrows of CMS, jeopardizing GMH's Medicare status.
I'm trying to keep my eye on the revenues that are being brought in, the revenues that were projected to be brought in, and the reports right now look like they're bringing in more than they projected to bring in, and if that's the case, then I can't see why we're going to delay giving to the hospital what it needs, especially for these projects.
Maga Haga Lulian Guerrero, during a tour of the hospital in February, pledged $30 million to GMH, and that's how much Terlahi says these 3 projects will cost. The governor said at the time she would address GMH's yearly $30 million shortfall with $6 million from a CMS adjustment to GMH's base rate and by stepping up tax collections.
We don't really need to wait for a dedicated funding source to fund the hospital. My contention has always been if the hospital needs $30 million from the government to make sure that our patients and our people are given the quality of health care, then we need to give the $30 million.
We tried to follow up with the governor today, but our requests for an interview were declined, and Adelup spokeswoman Crystal Paco said KUAM may have taken the governor's comments out of context. Meanwhile, Terlahi says if there are excess revenues available, they need to be put on the table for an accurate read of GovGuam's finances heading into the fiscal year 20 budget hearings.
If they have another source of funding this, then I think that should be put up front.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
GMH says from February to April, the hospital received over $10 million from CMS rebasement. That money covered 2014 to 2018. Well, today GCC confers over 430 degrees, certificates, and diplomas at the University of Guam. Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio will give the address, and during the commencement will award the State Command Sergeant Major Agnes Quintanilla Diaz with its 2019 Distinguished Alumni Award. She's a graduate from 1988 from GCC and the then Retailing and Marketing Associate Degree Program, and is also a former marketing instructor. For more, check out KUAM.com.
Thank you, Jason. And Bob, Super Sports is next. We have a top play that will blow you away. Don't go away.
Get more, do more with Docomo Pacific. Enjoy endless local calls and SMS with 30 gigabytes of data for only $59 a month. Sign up today and get a Samsung J6 smartphone free. Connect with the familia, share your moments with your primos, and celebrate the Marianas way every day. The possibilities are endless. On the fastest network that gives you more. Docomo! Now available at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Some conditions apply.
You deserve more.
Hey, I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Hi, welcome to Dow Rent to Own.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rent to Own. Making lives better since 1987.
Four capabilities for the ultimate family adventure. Mitsubishi Outlander. Out of this world.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
KSPN2 Sports is brought to you in part by Triple J Motors.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans. More tonight from the Gold's Gym Challenge as the winners head into week 1 of their new lifestyles.
For Gold's Gym Challenge participants, the new challenge will be to keep a healthy, active lifestyle in the coming years. Good nutrition is key, as is a sustainable workout plan. Participants know it's hard to get there and takes a commitment to stay there. Each participant had to overcome adversity.
In December, I actually broke my ankle and I shattered all 3 bones and had to have surgery to kind of reconstruct it, and had to get 10 screws and a rod put in it, and so I was kind of dealing with that recovery when it came around to time for the challenge in January. Wow. It was kind of my motivation for recovery.
For women's category winner Alfreda Camacho, an upcoming marriage ceremony was the motivation she needed. Her essay was read by a friend.
The perfect wedding gown with the flowering train, the elegant bridal updo with a touch of baby's breath against the sheer veil, and the pretty flower petals that will sprinkle down the aisle as she walks up to meet her Prince Charming. I was motivated to join this year's Gold's Gym Challenge to kickstart the beginning of my bridal journey leading to my wedding day. I could not have completed this challenge if it was not for the positivity and accommodation given by Gold's Gym instructors and professional trainers. Woo! Each have assisted me through my different injuries so that I could still participate in their respective classes while continuing to motivate me and encourage me to complete the 12 weeks Gold's Gym Challenge.
Gold's Gym trainers held boot camp on the weekends and worked closely with many of the competitors. One of the men's winners was Jeffrey Manillo.
I joined the Gold's Gym Challenge again because I started gaining an excess amount of unnecessary body fat. I felt unhealthy and out of shape. I had no motivation, and I kept procrastinating that I would go to the gym and work out. After the recent typhoon that hit us, dieting and staying on track was hard because I had to move into a new house. After this competition, I will try to do my best to stay in shape and one day compete in the bodybuilding challenge.
For Brad Rizala, the challenge was a two-part endeavor.
Signing up for the challenge was easy, but sticking to it was harder than I could have imagined. I was in the worst shape of my life and desperate for a change. Did you want to climb? All right. I was winded walking up just 1 or 2 flights of stairs. My clothes didn't fit the way I wanted them to, and my self-confidence was in the cellar. I was fed up with my life as an out-of-shape husband and father.
Rizala made some whole-scale lifestyle changes and hit the gym hard, but the new lifestyle soon presented some new challenges.
I was back on track, and everything was going my way. And this is why I'm getting choked up because I know what's coming. And then one day, the demands of the challenge, family and work life collided in one crushing conversation.
Rizal was spending too much time at the gym and it was affecting his family. He had to make another change.
While I experienced some satisfying results from the past dozen weeks, the focus of my journey has changed to finding the balance between my training goals and my family time.
Over 70 people participated in this year's challenge. The event is held annually by Gold's Gym in Garapan.
And here's your Triple J top play of the week. Coming in at number 1, say hello to Suwani Pua and say goodbye to Suwani Pua.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, say hello to Suwani Pua and say goodbye. Oh my God.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
Here is your weather forecast for today. The high 87, heat index 98, low 82, 71% humidity. This morning there were showers, and tonight will be partly cloudy with more isolated showers. Tomorrow is expected to also be partly cloudy with isolated showers, with a high of 89 and a low of 78. Seas 4 to 6 feet, sunrise 5:50 a.m. and sunset at 6:36 p.m. And this just in, it's officially the weekend starting right now. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday night.